Hey everyone, welcome back to TV Buzz Zone. Today we're taking a closer look at one of the most intense showdowns in the TVD universe, Klaus Mikaelson versus Marcel Gerard. The relationship between the two was one of the most important dynamics in the originals. Klaus was the father figure, the sire, the mentor, and the king. Marcel was the adopted son, the protégé, and eventually the challenger who rose above his creator. When Marcel became an upgraded original, the question of who would win in a fight between him and Klaus became probably the most argued upon matchup in the entire TVD verse. Before we get to the ultimate showdown, we need to take a step back and look at the history of Klaus and Marcel. Spoiler alert, this video contains major plot points from both the originals and the Vampire Diaries. Backstory: Klaus Mikaelson is the world's first hybrid of vampire and werewolf. Born the son of a witch and a werewolf, Klaus was turned into an original vampire through a dark ritual with his werewolf side, suppressed by a curse created by his mother to keep his dual nature in check. Centuries later, Klaus became unique among his siblings when his dormant werewolf side was triggered after the curse was broken. He transformed into a powerful hybrid, combining the immortality, speed, strength, and healing of an original vampire with the heightened instincts and raw aggression of a werewolf. Klaus's story cannot be told without Marcel Gerard. Their bond began when Klaus saved a young enslaved boy from a brutal beating. Naming him Marcellus, meaning little warrior, Klaus raised the boy as his own. Over time, Marcel became more than a ward. He became Klaus's protégé, a son in all but blood. As Marcel grew, he longed to be part of the Mikaelson legacy. Klaus eventually sired him, making Marcel one of his strongest vampires. Despite Marcel's talent and charisma, he was never Klaus's equal. Klaus's strength always kept him on top, both as a mentor and as king of New Orleans. One of the clearest examples of this imbalance was when Klaus crushed Marcel's entire vampire army. With his hybrid rage unleashed, Klaus slaughtered dozens of vampires in a single night, proving no number of followers could bridge the gap between him and Marcel at the time. The upgrade. The first upgraded original was not Marcel, but Lucien Castle, Klaus's first sire. Lucien had always envied and feared Klaus, and after centuries of being overshadowed, he orchestrated a plan to rise above the Mikaelsons. With the help of the ancestors and Vincent Griffith, Lucien reverse-engineered Esther's original vampire spell. The ritual was performed on hallowed ground, the same place where Esther had created the originals 1,000 years earlier. The spell required Freya's blood, which linked the magic to the original family, a fragment of white oak, the one weapon capable of killing originals, and most importantly, a strain of engineered werewolf venom derived from all 7 werewolf bloodlines. This venom was designed to be incurable, even by Klaus's hybrid blood. The final result was a serum that, once consumed by a vampire who then died, would transform them into a new species. After Lucien's death, Marcel consumed the second serum, after which Elijah ripped out his heart. He was resurrected in a new form, not as an original, but as something beyond them. He was no longer simply a vampire. He had become the prophesized beast foretold to bring about the undoing of the Mikaelson family. Now that we have the full backstory, it is time to see how Klaus and Marcel stack up against each other. Raw power. While Klaus is vastly experienced and cunning, the show demonstrated repeatedly that Marcel's raw power after his upgrade exceeded Klaus's. When Marcel faced Klaus, Elijah, and Cole, he clearly had the upper hand. He bit both Cole and Elijah in seconds, and even while fighting Klaus and Elijah simultaneously, he was easily dominating them. The only reason Klaus survived was because Rebecca stepped in. Marcel only needed one bite on Klaus to win this fight. While the exact effects of the bite on Klaus are uncertain, Davina once tried to use Marcel's venom by introducing it directly into Klaus's blood in an attempt to kill him. This, along with Lucien's goal of becoming stronger than Klaus, makes it clear that the bite was specifically intended to be lethal to him. Showrunner Michael Narducci also confirmed that an upgraded original vampire's bite is strong enough to kill an original hybrid such as Klaus. During the cabin fight, Marcel dominated most of the power struggles. Klaus landed only a handful of hits, but Marcel consistently overpowered him and threw him aside. Klaus was actively trying to kill him with the blade, yet he survived because Marcel was holding back, focusing instead on disarming him rather than biting him. Klaus only gained the upper hand after Elijah intervened. Physiological edge. Klaus could endure tremendous damage and heal quickly, but Marcel's durability and regenerative ability as an upgraded original far exceeded his. When stabbed with Papa Tunde's blade, which crippled Klaus in the past on numerous occasions, Marcel pulled it out of his chest before it could even fully penetrate using sheer strength and recovered almost instantly. His healing factor made him nearly unstoppable in prolonged battles, giving him the stamina to outlast even an enraged hybrid. Beyond resilience, Marcel's transformation altered his predatory form to reveal 6 razor-sharp fangs that allow him to deliver his venom faster, deeper, and with more efficiency. This venom was designed specifically to kill originals, including Klaus himself, and it cannot be cured by his blood. Unlike Klaus, whose venom is lethal to ordinary vampires but has no effect on Marcel, Marcel's bite represents a permanent end. On top of that, when Marcel was about to compel Elijah's memories away, Vincent reminded him that the ancestors had granted him immense power, much of which he had barely begun to tap into. This meant that Klaus would be facing an opponent whose strength, speed, and supernatural abilities are far beyond what is even known. Why Klaus can't win? Klaus has advantages that cannot be ignored. He is over 1,000 years old and has fought countless enemies. His hybrid nature gives him the strength of both a vampire and a werewolf. He is intelligent, ruthless, and experienced in strategy. He has defeated foes who were technically stronger than him by using cunning and alliances. However, these advantages are not enough in a direct one-on-one fight against Marcel. His experience cannot overcome the fact that Marcel is physically superior in every category. His ruthlessness cannot stop Marcel's bite from killing him. Even if he uses tactics to delay the fight, every moment would still favor Marcel, whose healing and endurance are greater. The longer the fight goes on, the more likely for Klaus to make a mistake and get bitten. Klaus was the king of his time, the most feared hybrid in existence, but Marcel was created to surpass him. The ritual that turned him into an upgraded original was designed with one goal: to create a being more powerful than him and his siblings. The spell achieved exactly that. Marcel possessed greater strength, greater speed, greater durability, and a venomous bite that even he could not survive. Their fights already proved that Marcel could dominate him physically, and the lore confirms that he was not immune to Marcel's deadliest weapon. In the end, Klaus's only path to survival against Marcel was to rely on allies, spells, or manipulation. But in a one-on-one confrontation without outside interference, the outcome is certain. Marcel, as the upgraded original, would defeat Klaus. He was the prophesized beast, and Klaus was his shadow, unable to match the evolution of the very species he helped create. And that's a wrap. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for updates. If you enjoyed this video, check out our comparisons playlists with topics like Klaus versus Michael Corvin, Twilight versus the Vampire Diaries, Team Jacob versus Team Edward, and Stelina versus Delina. You can also check out our cast updates playlist covering the Vampire Diaries, the originals, Twilight, and Teen Wolf. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye!